Hi everyone, welcome back to the show. Arsenal fans focus. Arsenal's on top of the Premier League, going into Christmas.
That's what we like.
Yeah, not smooth. Well, not been smooth sailing.
No, not recently.
The performance have been a bit cagey. It's been tight. It's been tight, but the debate is heating up. Okay, so right, so today we're going to be breaking it down narrowly about the Wolves game. We're going to be talking about the Champions League game with I can't even say the proper name.
Bruges,
Bruges, and the tense win against Everton. And also, we're going to dive a little bit into the injuries, and also we're going to be talking about a little bit about. I don't know if what you've, if anyone's heard in the chat, what Jamie Redknapp was saying about Viktor Gyökeres. I mean, is his criticism fair? So I'm going to dive a little bit into that and stuff. But first of all, I want to introduce Matthew. Matthew's
How
here
doing?
for the first time. How you doing, bruv?
Yeah, good man. Excited to talk to the team.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew, how did you? Let me ask you. First of all, I want to ask you.
Go on.
Did Arsenal escape embarrassment against Wolves, or is it just one of those what winners do? Win ugly.
Listen, I think personally, I've been talking about this with my family, my friends since the Wolves game. I think if this is Manchester City in the same position, everyone comes out of that game going, look, that's what champions do. They win when they don't play well. They get ugly results. They grind them out. But I think because of this narrative around Arsenal, maybe because we haven't won anything for the last few years, the narrative around the win is completely different. Look, to me, regardless, a win is a win. 3 points, whether we win 5-0, whether we win 1-0, 3 points is still 3 points. You can't complain about that. But I do think we were a bit lucky, to be honest, especially as it was 2 own goals for them. I think at the Emirates, for them to come to us and us not to be able to put one past them really is a bit disappointing. I had obviously, we had the interview before the game and I was predicting 4-5-0. So
a lot of people were saying that when I was interviewing about the 4s, the 5s, the 3s, and okay. So do you think it was complacency creeping in, or did you think it was like it was the fatigue or the fixtures catching Arsenal up? Or
I think it's a bit of both. Obviously, I think the fixtures now, every game is a tough game, especially in the Premier League. Obviously, we went away to Club Brugge and kind of looked like we didn't really get out of second or third gear at times. That was quite a comfortable win for me, really. And I don't feel like you get that in the Prem anymore. Even like Wolves have shown, the bottom team, they've lost their last 11 games. And they're keeping us on our toes. I don't think there's any easy games anymore.
Do you think Arsenal came out with the attitude, or came
it was already done?
Game?
I think.
Yeah, the game was
Yeah, I mean, especially watching from the stands, it was, there wasn't really any real urgency, and I do think that if the likes of City had come out, even still, that they'd be going out there firing. Haaland's going to want to blast them goals in straight away. Cherky, Foden, they're going to want to get them goals ASAP and put the game to bed as quick as they can. Whereas I don't think we showed that. I think we have shown that against teams, definitely. But I think in that game specifically, we were a bit lackluster, to be honest.
It was. I mean, look, I don't know about what you think, okay, but every time Arsenal plays a team, okay, a team plays out of their skin to beat Arsenal. They play.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You with me?
I do.
I don't know what. Do you think Arteta talk about this sort of stuff to the players? Because every game right now, and I've said it even before, the last 5 games, and I'm talking about even before the Sunderland when Arsenal played Brentford, and then we had that Champions League game, and then we played Tottenham, and then we played Chelsea. Every single game is a cup final game.
Yes.
Now,
every game feels
Arsenal's
massive.
Arsenal's. I don't know what you think, but Arsenal, for me, sometimes Arsenal get bullied a lot. They get bullied. Teams come out more fired up when they play Arsenal. I know Arsenal just play their game. Do you think that's a lack of what's the word I'm looking for? A lack of if their attitude is, well, okay, we'll play them off the park.
Yeah,
I think do what they want to do.
I think the players definitely will be aware that every team, especially when they come to the Emirates, is coming for, every team is going to be up for it. Every team, Arsenal are almost a team to beat at the moment. Not even just in the Premier League. I think in world football, beating Arsenal is almost sort of bragging rights at the moment, especially sat at the top of the Champions League, sat at the top of the Premier League. I think beating Arsenal, everyone wants to beat Arsenal. Whereas, a few years ago, that was City and Liverpool. Everyone, they're the bragging right teams. You beat them and it's a massive win. I think Arsenal have almost become the team to beat at the moment, which is hard, because every team, they almost up their standards. Every game is, teams are coming out and playing completely different.
Why? I mean, they don't do it against. They don't play that like against Liverpool or the cities or why?
I mean, look at Villa. Villa go to Liverpool, they get turned over. They look like they can't put any pass together. A Liverpool team that have been really out of form, especially in that moment when they played Villa. And they looked like they were back to their best. And then a few weeks later, obviously, we go to Villa Park and Villa are passing the ball around us. We can't get a sniff.
So what did you? All right. So what did you? What did we get? What did you get from the? Sorry. What did you get from the Wolves tactically exposing against Arsenal on that match? In that match, what did you get from that?
I think, especially towards the end of the game, Arsenal sat back so much. Almost invited them to come on and pressure us. They're winning every ball. They've brought on a big striker up top who's causing us problems physically. His hold-up play was good. He's getting the ball. He's playing it out wide, and he's being a nuisance. And we just allowed them to come on to us and be a nuisance, which we shouldn't. The quality we've got, especially at the back, the back through midfield, we shouldn't be allowing teams to come on to us, especially when it's only 1-0. 1-0 in the Prem is never a done deal, ever.
It never.
It's
never
a done deal. So you just can't allow teams to do that to you. And
you say that you can't allow because they do. And I always say to myself, does Arteta sit down with the players? Does he go? Does he watch the game back? Does he talk to individuals? About their mentality? Because it seems to me, just because Gabriel is injured, it's dropped. Our whole mentality, physically, mentally, has completely dropped.
I think physically, a lot of people will talk about Gabriel's, mentality and almost his captain role as well. But I think physically we are lacking so much in both boxes at the moment, which you wouldn't expect, because we've got quite a big, strong team.
We have.
So for one player to come out and it to affect us that much is quite worrying, really.
I mean, but we've got to remember, this has been going back for a little while now. I mean, Arsenal's physicality and Arsenal aggressiveness, we ain't got it, because you've got to remember, smaller teams, Arsenal used to struggle against smaller teams, and they used to get the physicality. They used to come out against us. The way they used to bully us and things like that. I mean, I understand that Arteta is a very technical person, and he's almost like he plays chess when he puts his team out and stuff, but surely he's got to understand we've got to have that physicality, that fight, that still fight in us as well, because teams are going to come at us, And it's just all right. Example: Chelsea.
Yeah.
I mean, when Arsenal played Chelsea, I mean, the way Chelsea came out, they didn't
Even with
have
10
those.
men,
Yeah,
even with 10 men, they were better, they were stronger, they were more
yeah,
up for it.
yeah. I mean, they never came out with a game plan. All they came out with, let's be more physical than them. Let's be, do you know what I mean? Let's be more aggressive to them.
And sometimes I think in the big games, you know, like Chelsea, Spurs, maybe games like that, you've got to be almost willing to go in there and sometimes sacrifice the technicality as much, because it is going to be such a physical, hard game. So, you know, especially like that Chelsea team, you've got to match it. You can't let them push you about. You have to match it.
In the Wolves game, and I'm going to bring up in the Wolves game, or which Arsenal player worries you the most? Worried you the most in that game, and why?
Oh Lord. I think in the midfield, you know, I think attacking wise, the real lack of creativity. I mean, Saka was great in Wolves, but he looked like he was the only player going forward that really wanted it. I think everyone else going forward was kind of almost thinking, "Oh, it's only Wolves. A goal will drop in at some point," and you know it did. Goals did just drop in, luckily for us. But I think really as a team as a whole, everyone was kind of expecting too little from Wolves, and going forward, there just wasn't enough.
There wasn't
Enough at all.
Honestly, they looked tired.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
looked confused. The lack of coordination at the back, the lack of talk, the lack of the strength. I mean, it was like they just looked lost, tired.
Yeah, it wasn't like watching Arsenal. You know, it was very out of place. You know, even when we do have off games, because we do have off games, you know, you've still got the structure in the team, because you know you've got a team that have been working together under a manager that's been there for 6 years now. So you know these boys know each other. They know the manager. They know the system. So you can always really rely on the structure, that everyone knows their role. Whereas I think in the Wolves game especially, even though we got the win, I almost came out the stadium feeling like we hadn't got the win.
It didn't feel like a win.
No, because the performance was so deflating.
I'm hearing, because I didn't go to the game, but I'm hearing as well that even the crowd was flat.
The atmosphere was dead.
What is it? What is it? Because Arsenal fans? Is it because is it now squeaky bum time? Are they nervous? Are they thinking that Arteta's playing negatively, defensively? We're not, because this. What do you think the fans are thinking?
I think you can almost feel the nerves in the stands. You know, you can feel that people are nervous. People are almost scared to chant, because you know they don't want to get, I don't know, too excited, too hyped up or something.
But they're going to have to, because I mean, you're at home. You have to do that at home to lift the players, to show them, because we've got to make it a fortress.
Exactly.
And if the players ain't playing that well and the crowd is silent, I mean, it's going to be that gives an advantage to the away team, because you're quieting the crowd.
I mean, some grounds, I think St James's is one I've always noticed. The crowd there, I mean, just watching it from a fan point of view, I look at that stadium when we go to St James and I think I would not like to play there, because the crowd is so loud. It almost feels like they have another man on the pitch, because it just lifts their players up so much. Right. It feels like the crowd is on them.
Obviously, and if the players aren't playing well, the fans aren't the fans are not backing the players, then obviously that brings in the opposition. That brings them in. Do you with me? So I mean, I don't look again. All right, look. Let's move on from Wolves from it. Let's go into that Champions League game. How do you assess that? If you can remember it. Oh. What happened there? I think he just disappeared.
Hello?
Hello, mate. What happened
I
there?
don't know what happened there. It just came up saying connection lost.
Oh, God.
Right,
My
am
bad.
I
Go on,
back with
anyway.
you?
Yeah, go on,
Right,
mate.
Champions League game. Yeah, I think we were started a bit slow, which I think we have done recently especially in away Champions League games. We tend to start slow, but I think it was a comfortable win. I think it was good that he rotated the squad, especially with Madueke, and I think it was a really solid performance. And I think it showed why we need to rotate more. I feel a lot of players, especially Saka, has played so many minutes and is almost getting run into the ground. A lot of people are saying that he's not at his best this season. And I get that. And I think he's just, he's been playing 5, 6 years, pretty much every game. Most games he plays
Mm,
80, 90 minutes every game. So it's a lot of minutes, especially for someone that's so young.
yeah.
So it was nice to see Madueke come in on that right and especially score the brace.
Do you think that,
So
do you think that Arteta needs to start using the staff, the personnel, the players
oh,
on
definitely,
his
definitely,
squad a little bit better than what he's doing now?
definitely. Yeah, I think he's almost, you know, too scared at times to drop the likes of Saka or drop, Rice or someone like that. Because Rice as well is someone who's played so many minutes and he almost seems indestructible. He never gets injured, but he is only human after all. It's
He
gonna
went
take a
down in that
toll.
game as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
went down in that
So
game and
and he
stuff.
has
So
missed a few games. I don't recall him ever having anything serious, but
yeah.
he's missed the odd game here and there. So
Well, I think his body's trying to tell him something, and I think his
yeah,
body is trying to tell Arteta and whoever something as well.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
it's
what
overloaded.
Norgard is sat there on the bench. Why buy Norgard if you're not going to play him in
There you go. There you
more
go.
often? He's a
Absolutely.
quality player.
Would you trust
Brentford
Norgard?
captain.
Would you trust Norgard in a let's say in a game where of importance? Let's just say against, I don't know. Should he have played him in the Chelsea game?
I
Should he
think
have
it
played?
depends on the situation. Like right now, if we're playing, let's say City tomorrow, I wouldn't chuck him in then. He's not had enough time to blend with the squad in a real game scenario. But tomorrow we're not. We're
It was
playing.
Brentford.
We're
Was it
playing.
Brentford he came from? It was Brentford.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
yeah, and he
He
was the
was
captain for
Brentford's
a
captain.
while.
Come on,
Yeah,
I mean, he's not. I mean, being Brentford's captain means that you're good
yeah.
enough.
I mean,
You
being
played in
any
the
Premier
Premier
League
League.
captain means
So,
you're good enough, doesn't it?
then that brings me to the next question. The players that Arsenal's bought in the summer, does Arteta trust them enough?
Well, at times I feel like he doesn't. Um, Yeah, I think they need to get more minutes. In a game like tomorrow, I know it's Palace are a good team, but I still feel like you've got to rotate tomorrow
I
quite
think he's
heavily as
definitely.
well.
Well, I think he'll rotate 100%.
I would
I
imagine
think.
so.
Yeah, I think Eze's coming in. I think he'll play. I think he most probably will play Norgard. Norgard. The only thing I think what's going to happen. I think it's going to be the same thing because we haven't really got any rotations for it. Is the back four?
Yeah, which we are struggling with at the moment.
Yeah, I
You,
mean,
you can't deny it. There is somehow we've bought so many defenders and we're still having defensive injury issues.
yeah. I'll tell you honestly, what player stood out for you in that Champions League game?
Well, it had to be Madueke. He was so explosive, and I think, to be honest, that's the difference between almost him and Saka this season. Because I do feel like Saka is a bit tired. Maybe he's coming back from a quite a big injury. 3 or 4 months layoff, and then he's going straight back into playing 80, 90 minutes every week, every
Do you
game.
think? All right. So do you think he should be playing tomorrow?
Madueke,
No, Saka.
no, start Madueke. Why not?
Yeah,
He's proven that he's proven
absolutely,
that he's quality.
absolutely.
Saka needs a rest. He doesn't need to play tomorrow.
Should Declan
Madueke
Rice
is
should be
more than
starting?
good enough.
Should Declan Rice should be starting
I
tomorrow?
don't think he needs to either. It doesn't need to. You've got Marino, you've got Norgard, you've got Zubamendi, you've got Rice. There's 4 or 5 quality midfielders there that you can chop and change that can all play a defensive role. So I don't think Rice needs to play tomorrow.
You don't. Okay. What about Odegaard? Because I'd like to talk a bit about him as well.
I personally, I know I touched on this a bit when I met you at the Wolves game.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see Eze and Erdegaard in an attacking midfield together, because you've got 2 quality players there that are both too good to really be consistently left out. You've got to try and find a way that both of them can play together, because you've got 2 really creative players, and if you can get them to click, this, there's not
How do
many
you
teams
feel?
that can deal with that.
How do you feel about Eze when Erdegaard was out? Obviously, Eze stepped in. Eze scored. What was it? I think he scored like 3, 4, 5 goals, 4 goals since.
Obviously,
Okay,
3
he's been
against
scoring.
Spurs, 1 in the cup, 1 against
Yeah, I
Palace
think
as well.
right, and he's been regularly been scoring goals. Now,
Yeah,
since Erdegaard's come back, do you think it was right to put Erdegaard back in it straight away after Eze's been doing exceptionally well in that position, and then when he come in, he moved Eze to the left, to the left hand side.
What does that show Eze?
Sorry,
It shows him. What does that show Eze? That even when you're scoring goals,
yeah,
it's not rewarded, really.
do you think obviously it shows that you don't think it was right, because Eze went missing. If I remember, he went missing in the the Villa game.
Yeah.
All right, he went missing in the Wolves. Did he start with the Wolves? Did he start with Wolves? I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
Start with Wolves.
Did he start with Wolves?
He might have.
Oh, my bad. Anyone in the chat can anyone remember?
Now.
Please let me know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I think he might have started I think he might have. Anyway, but again, he was moved to the. If I'm right, he was to the left.
Left.
And again, at both times, Eze went missing. Now, for a player who's been scoring goals on a regular and been moved to the left and gone missing, what does that say to you? And what would you think that says to Arteta?
You've got to play him where he's best. You've got a player that good. Why would you take him away from a position where he's playing so well and put him onto the left?
But then again, then we got Erdegaard. He's come in. He's not done too bad, but for me, and I've analysed this game, especially we're going to jump into the Everton game. Arsenal, when back in 2022, 2022, 2023, okay, Arsenal used to play flowing football.
Yeah.
Fluent. It used to be bang, take it up there. Let's get it up there. Let's go. Oh, I sometimes used to think there might have been too many touches, but our direction was forward. Now when you check and you look and you watch and you analyze what Arsenal does, Arsenal is all mostly about defensive, keeping possession, passing that ball to the side, passing that ball backwards to the defender, back to the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
There is no urgency to get that ball up there, okay, and passing that ball to that forward person to get that ball in that goal.
Yeah.
You like you said, you like analysing stuff. You like stuff. What do you think of all this? Do you think Arsenal right now Arteta needs to let the dogs off the leash, so to speak?
I think it's hard, obviously, because of how teams set up against Arsenal. Most of the time, you're coming up against a team that
does low blocks.
That are scared to come out and play football. But I think you've seen, especially if we look at Bayern Munich this season, Real Madrid last season, Man City 5-1 last season, when teams come out and play, they can't really keep up with the football that we're playing. And these are some of the best teams in the world. They can't keep up. When they come out and play, you you come out and try and take the game to Arsenal, it's hard to keep up with the high press that we do, the constant pressing, which is something that Ødegaard brings really well. You know, I always see him leading the press whenever he's on the pitch. He's always up there, constantly high pressing. So for me,
I've got to pick a bone with you again with that, because I don't
go
see
on.
that.
No,
I don't see that.
really.
No, go back and watch the Everton game.
For me, that's been the one
95%.
thing I've always noticed about him.
He
He's
used to do
always
that.
waving,
He used to do that with the overlap with
Mm.
Saka or Ben White. When they used to do the overlap. Go and have a look at the Everton game and see what Ødegaard was doing. Again, Victor had a through ball.
Mm.
He didn't give the ball to him. He didn't pass the ball to him.
I've seen a couple against Villa as well, where he makes a great run.
Victor's created open spaces. Now, I don't want to talk about Victor yet because I'm going to get into him, but Victor has created open spaces. Ødegaard has got the ball. What is Ødegaard? What is he doing? He's moving forward. He's moving forward. Is he moving forward? Now, Victor's opened the space. Put the through ball. He's not given Victor the ball. What has he done? He's moved forward, then stopped, turned back, passed the ball either to the side or passed it back.
For me, Ødegaard takes too many touches at times, whereas
he's gone. I look like I've lost him again.
Whereas you do see Eze is.
I think it's. I think I'm losing him. I'm definitely losing. It's not my. I think it's your. Could you see me? Could you see me, Matthew? Could you see me?
Hello.
Matthew, could you hear me? Matthew,
I can hear you.
it's your side. I think it's your internet.
Yeah.
Can you
Are we
hear
good
me?
now? I can hear you.
Yeah, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, all good. All good.
Okay, you're a little bit what's it called? You're bit stuttered, but let's carry on. Let's carry on to what are you saying? So what do you say about that?
I think Ødegaard is almost, to me, it seems like he's playing a bit nervous. He wants to get it right. He wants to get it too right. Do you know what I mean? Like he wants to prove himself too much. So sometimes he's delaying, waiting for the perfect pass to come. That perfect pass is going to split the defence right through. And he's missed the opportunity to play that pass because he's waiting too long for it. Whereas 2-3 years ago, he's getting the ball, maybe he's taking 1 or 2 touches and he's cutting the defence straight through. And I don't know what it is, but Ødegaard used to be my favourite player to watch by far. I mean, that 22-23 season, he was untouchable. He was so good.
He was untouchable. He was untouchable,
so
and that's the point. With his injuries, since he's had those injuries, he hasn't been the same player.
No, and not even a third of the player.
No, he hasn't. He really hasn't. And I was watching that game, the Everton game, and I was looking at it, and I was watching how Arsenal, the build-up, the slow build-up. And I understand that because Arsenal's trying to draw them out. They're going to and play. Look, and other teams know that's what Arsenal's going to do. Exactly. They know that. Okay, and we're passing the ball back. We're passing the ball sideways. We're passing the ball back to the goalkeeper and everything else. The only time we should really be doing them sort of things, if I'm totally honest, is if Arsenal's 1-2-0 up.
Yeah.
And draw them out because they have to come at you. A team who, if you're 0-0, 1-1, and a team and they're happy and they're comfortable with that draw, you can carry on doing that all day.
Yeah.
You know, but when you need to go and get that win, that's why I honestly thought we brought in Eze, because Eze is good at finding those spaces, all right, in those low blocks.
I think people need to be, and I don't know if this is something that's been coached out of the players, but there's not enough risk taking really. It's all a bit too safe. You know, I can't take that shot. I can't play that ball. I don't want to lose the ball. It's always been Arsenal. That's always been Arsenal, hasn't it?
Do you know? I mean, no. Because, like I said, back the 2023 season, that wasn't Arsenal. Arsenal used to go and attack
To
them.
be honest,
You
even
know
the
what I mean?
year
And we used to
after
score
that,
3, 4,
really,
5 goals.
even the year after that, 23, 24, I mean,
Yeah,
our
yeah,
away
we
form
slowed down.
then was
Absolutely, we
ridiculous.
slowed. Yeah, we totally slowed down. It's all about keeping
Yeah.
the ball, keeping possession, letting them come at us, and then we do the counter. We do the counter attack or the break. You know, but and when you're looking at other teams, look at City. When City plays, or let's say Liverpool or Chelsea, they're still going for it. They're going.
Yeah.
They haven't got the best. They ain't got a better defense than Arsenal. I don't think even they got a better midfield than Arsenal.
No.
But they're still going for it. And this is the reason. The difference between Arsenal. I might be wrong. You tell me if I'm wrong. If the difference between Arsenal and City. City goes out all attack. They've got Haaland. Okay. If Haaland went missing, then I think City's in trouble. Yeah, City's in trouble.
To be honest, I think at the moment City have got, obviously Haaland aside, I think Cherki and Foden are really picking up form at the moment.
They are picking up form.
Whereas at the moment, I don't think we have those 2 or 3 players that can go out and decide a game on their own. Whereas City do. You know, the ball goes through to Haaland, you're almost thinking that it's already a goal. You know, if you see him through, in my mind, that's already a goal.
You know, you say we haven't got those players. You know, I think we do have those players. I really do.
I think I've spoken out of turn. I think Saka is that player. Yeah,
and not only Saka, I think even in a way, I even feel that Trossard could be that player. I think Martin Odegaard can be that player. But again, they've been taught. I mean, that's the philosophy now. Keep possession.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Bring them out, draw them out, and then look for the spaces. But even Viktor Gyökeres had space. But again, Odegaard did not give him that chance. Another thing, I mean, should Arsenal have won that game? Far more comfortable than they did, than they should have.
I think 100%. I do think we make it harder for ourselves sometimes by, you know, I'm going to use an example. When we went 1-0 down against Villa, we come back out in the second half and you see the urgency to go and get that goal because the players know we can't accept a loss. You know, you go 1-0 down and they are fighting for that goal back, which I don't understand why we don't come out and fight for that goal from the first minute, because, you know, they go out, they dominate Villa for the first 15 minutes of the second half and get the goal. So my thinking is, if we start every game like that, you know, you're coming out rare and ready to go, all out attack. Why not? Because when they play like that, they get the goals.
Yeah. So was that performance resilience, or was it just a lack of killer instincts?
I think there's a lack of killer instinct at the moment. I think we're struggling to create real. Well, maybe not actually, because there was a few chances against Everton that we should have taken. You know, the Trossard one that hit the post.
Trossard
that should be a goal.
Yeah, the Zubimendi one.
But really should be scoring that.
Which one to you should have been the goal? The
Trossard one, I think, has to be a goal. The one where he hits the post and he's right there. You know, that has to be a goal. It's a bit unlucky that it hits the post.
You say that should have been but don't forget as well, Saka had a flop. He should have scored a goal.
Yeah.
He was right there. And Saka's done that a few times. He has
done it a few times this year.
He's been in front of goal and he's missed. I don't want to be negative towards the guys because they're doing absolutely brilliant. And it's not about knocking them. It really is not, because they're doing absolutely. They're doing very good, very well at the moment. Top of the league, top of the Champions League, and everything. Which is good, you know. Which is good. But Arsenal could do more than that. We can kill. I reckon Arsenal, if Arteta let the leash off, I reckon Arsenal could bury a game in the first 20, 25 minutes.
Well, you've seen it happen. You know, I mean, West Ham away, was it maybe last year or the year before?
Yep.
You know, we go out in the first half with 4-0 up.
Yep.
Within 20, 30 minutes, because we come out and just go for it. So for me, it really, really scrambles my brain. I don't understand why we play such reluctant football,
We
really,
do.
when we've
And it's
got
going to
such
be
capable
exposed.
players.
Yeah, we're going to be, and that's the thing. What I'm saying now. Do you think we're going to get exposed? Someone's going to expose Arsenal with this. I mean, City, they're going out for it. Arteta, people are saying because Arteta don't know how to win in the final third. At the end of the day, I think he does, but I think he needs
he
to.
does as well.
He does. He does know, and City manager does know how to win in the final third. He just goes, he's going to say to his players, he's not going to say to his players, look, defend and bring them and draw them on. He's going to say, look, go for it.
Kill the game.
Which player impressed you at the Everton match?
For me, Declan Rice, I think, but Declan Rice impresses me every game, really. I can't think of a game where I think he's had a really poor performance. Every week, he really plays his legs out, and he is so good, from every detail of his pass to him winning every ball and tracking back, and he's in every box. He just he wants it so much. And it's not even just the fact of how much ground he covers. Technically, he's so good as well. His deliveries, his passing, his touches on the ball, everything is just 100%. Is absolute quality from him.
Now, do
He
you
will
feel
stand
that?
out for me.
So it sounds like to me what you're saying, we need to wrap him up in cotton wool.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Protect him. So I think we need to save him for the Prem at the moment. Games like tomorrow, like I said, I don't think he needs to play. We have enough quality outside of him where we should be able to get results without needing to rely on Declan Rice.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally do agree. Do you think being top on Christmas, does that psychologically matters for Arsenal?
I think the players. I don't think the players will be thinking about that. For them, I think Arteta in their mind will just be thinking, you're going to win the next game, win the next game, win the next game, and looking at every game and planning how to win it. I think they're looking long term and thinking, really believing this year that they can do it. And I think every week that goes past that they're still top, I think is only going to make them believe more. And I think they're in a really strong position, to be honest. I think, look at Villa, they've won 10 Premier League games in a row. City have won 7 in all competitions. And yet Arsenal are still top. So for me, despite all the maybe lesser performances recently in the Premier League, I think that if you flip it on the positive side, they're still top, despite how good City have been, how good Aston Villa have been recently, and maybe how poor we've been in certain aspects. To still remain top is a massive inspiration for them.
Thinking back on our last 5-6 games, what do you take from all that? I mean, obviously we're still there. I understand that, but do you think there's certain games there, and which games do you think Arsenal drop points or gain a point?
I think over our next 5 games were all fixtures that we dropped points last year. So over the next 5 games last year, we drew 4 of them and lost 1 of them. So these next 5 games are massive, really, in terms of the title decider. They're huge games. And that was including Everton as well, actually. If we include Everton and then the next 5, because last year we dropped points to Everton away as well. So
think about what I understand where you're going with that, but what I'm saying, the last 5 games. Now I'm moving back. All right, I'm going to go as far back as the Sunderland game. Okay, I'm going as far. Right, that was what was that? 2-2. Was that 2-2? Yeah,
2-2. Yeah,
2-2. Then we played Brentford.
Yeah.
What was the score in that one?
1-0.
Was that 1-0? Okay, so right, we got that one.
2-0, 1 or 2-0.
Yeah, okay, and then we got then we played the international. The Champions League. Yeah. Then we had to play Tottenham, which was great.
Yeah, quality.
And, all right, and then after the Tottenham, we played Chelsea.
Tottenham, Bayern, Chelsea. Yeah,
All right, Bayern and Chelsea. Now, forget the Champions League for a minute. I'm just talking about I'm just talking about the Premier.
yeah.
Those 4 or 5 games. All right. Do you what are you taking from that? Good, bad, or different?
I think it's hard to say it's bad, to be honest. Especially when we went to Sunderland, they were unbeaten at home since the start of the season when we went there. So they were a really tough team. They were really in form. I mean, I know they've dropped off a bit now, but at the time they were looking really, really good. And they didn't come out to sit back. They came out to play.
Right.
They weren't messing about. So I don't think.
So you think that's a good point gained then?
I would say that's a point gained instead of 2 points lost.
Right. Okay. Fine. And the other, all right, and then all right. So who was the next?
Obviously, moving on to Brentford then,
Brentford,
which we won.
Which we won. All right, which is good.
Which was a good result. And then we go on to Spurs, which obviously was a beautiful result.
Absolutely. The Chelsea game.
And then Chelsea. I think because of the way the game panned out, obviously going down to 10 men, you would expect more. But if you'd have looked at those fixtures before as a group and said, we'll come out of this with this many points, most Arsenal fans would take that, because that is a hard, especially if you do factor in the Champions League games as well. Chucking Bayern Munich in the middle of Spurs and Chelsea, it is a tough 7 days. So to come out without losing any of those games, for me, it is good.
Okay, all right. Let's talk a little bit about. I want to talk a bit about the injuries. Are Arsenal's players? Sorry, are Arsenal playing in a major? Sorry, is Arsenal's injuries playing a major role? Okay, in performance. Have been so. Is it been? Do you think it's a big problem? Do you think Arsenal are handling the injuries enough? Good enough?
I think it is a really hard one to say, to be honest. I think Arteta is handling. I don't know, because I think if you look at Ben White, obviously comes back from ages off, not played much minutes at all, and then comes back and starts 3 or 4 games in a row, which he really didn't need to start. And now obviously he's injured again. Maybe that is because Arteta has brought him back and played too many minutes too soon. So I think things like that could have been avoided. Obviously, if you're looking at Mosquera, injuries like that there's not a lot you can do about that, because a fall in a game, landing on your leg awkwardly, not a lot you can do about that. It happens. But I think some of the injuries are due to just being absolutely knackered and overloaded, playing too many games too soon, coming back from injury and going straight back into the thick of it and getting chucked in the deep end straight away, which now that we've got such a big squad, doesn't need to happen.
Right. So that brings me on to, do Arsenal generally have enough squad depth to continue on both fronts, Premier League and Champions League? Or should Arsenal now start thinking, I need to prioritize something here? Which one?
I think the players will definitely be thinking, why can't we win both? They'll definitely be looking at the two, thinking we are good enough to win both of these. Looking at each other, looking at the squad, going, we've got enough players, we're good enough, we can win both of these. And if they can believe it, why shouldn't we believe in them? I think they're good enough.
It's not that the fans don't believe. I don't think the fans don't believe in the players. It's whether Arteta believes in the players, because you can't play a player 5, 6, 7, 8 games overloading. You can't do that. And there's players on that bench who can do a job. That's down to Arteta to whether he believes in the squad or not. Because
I really
Arsenal
think
do
he
have,
needs to rotate more at times.
because
You
we
know,
do
when
have the best squad.
yeah, yeah. 70, 80 minutes, especially in a game with 78 minutes down, if we're winning, why not bring on Wanyeri? Take Saka off, bring Wanyeri on, bring Madueke on. Why not? Wanyeri's proven that he's good enough. He's stepped up massively
Exactly.
last
Bring him
year.
on.
He is good enough.
It depends on. I mean, not only depends, because always say like managers always like bringing players on in the 70th minute, or do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
That sort of time. It just depends on how the game's going. But I mean, again, I think when was it? I think it was either Wolves game. It was either the Wolves game or the game before that. I was thinking to myself, because Saka looks really knackered,
yeah.
and I was saying to myself, why aren't you
Take him
taking him
off.
off?
Yeah,
Why aren't you taking him off? Why are you letting him run? And when did he take off Saka? On the 85th minute. That is ridiculous.
it is.
That is ridiculous. Which player do you think has hurt Arsenal the most? The injury.
I think it's hard to say anyone other than Gabriel, to be honest. I mean, the first before he was injured, we'd conceded 5 goals all season. Since he's been injured, we've now conceded more than that. So it's hard to say anyone other than him. I think not even just his presence in both boxes is massive. Obviously, since he's been out, we've rarely scored from set pieces now. So that is a massive bit of our game almost taken away from us, really.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think? I want to ask you. Do you remember the penalty incident with Saliba and
the foot?
Yeah. Do you think that was a penalty?
I think we were lucky. I've seen him given for less.
Listen, do you remember the headbutt that
the headbutt that Saliba did?
Saliba got.
Yeah.
Remember, and he got sent off for that.
Yeah, was that against João Pedro?
Sorry?
João Pedro, Brighton, I think that was, wasn't it?
That's it, against Brighton.
Yeah.
That's something similar.
Yeah. I mean, that was what I thought back to straight away. I thought it was going to get given
about that.
just because something similar to that had been given before.
But apparently, what they said, I mean, I think, I can't, is it Dermot, the ref watch, whatever?
Yeah,
he said that he's gone back throughout the whole season and looked back and see if that sort of thing has been given. Do you know what I mean? And it wasn't. I'll tell you what. Another thing. I'll say it's nothing to do with the Arsenal and Arsenal at all. Did you watch the game between Chelsea and Newcastle when the Chelsea geezer literally
just bodied him?
Yeah. It wasn't even a barge.
No, and you're not going for the ball there, are you? Let's be honest.
That was premeditated.
Yeah, there's no attempt to go for the ball there. You're there to take that man out.
He was looking at the player.
Yeah,
and they still and they came back and said, "Oh, it was that the Chelsea player was protecting the ball. He wasn't protecting nothing."
No.
I'll tell you what, though, if that was Arsenal, I guarantee you,
it's given.
Guarantee you,
100% it's given.
That would have been a penalty.
It's definitely given. Of course,
100%. I mean, but all right, I'm going to the left and to the right. So let's just stay where we are.
I think we got lucky with that Saliba one, because I looked at that and thought they'll give that.
I thought they were going to
see him given for a lot less, to be honest.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've seen him give it against Arsenal so many times. So.
Yeah. So we got let off.
So you're saying the biggest effect, the biggest injury effect player that affects Arsenal is Gabriel.
Yeah.
But what about where'd you place Kai Havertz in this?
To be honest, I think, especially now that Jesus has returned, obviously I think Kai Havertz offers a completely different aspect of striker. But, Gyökeres is our top scorer in all competitions this season, which a lot of people might be surprised at that because of how much scrutiny he's come under. But I think Gyökeres is offering more than people see. To be honest,
He does. I totally
he
agree with you.
works his absolute socks off, and
Absolutely agree with you.
I think that they just don't play to his strengths.
Okay, you got cut off again. Once again, he's Matthew has gone, and he was just about to make a really good point about the Gyökeres, because what I feel is this: Gyökeres is doing really well. He's doing what he needs to do. People's got to remember, Gyökeres ain't going to come here and come in the Premiership and start scoring 20, 30 goals. Viktor Gyökeres has got to get used to the environment. Now, people are going to say, yeah, but he's played in England before. Yeah, but not for a long while. So he's never played in the Premier League. The Premier League is a totally different kettle of fish when it comes to the Portuguese league. Okay, so he's got to get used to that. He's got to get used to the whole structure, the whole system of the club. He's got to get used to his teammates. He's got to get used to the system. He never really had a pre-season a pre-season game or pre-season with Arsenal. If you remember when he was being linked with Arsenal and the camaraderie, the thing that was going on behind the scene, that they weren't going to let him go. He wanted to go, and he threatened to go on strike, or not go on strike, but he threatened not to play for that team again. All that as well. Not every single player that comes to the Premier League hits the ground running. It's very rare. The only person I really can think of right now, and I think he's a robot, all right, is for Manchester City, Haaland. Now, obviously, he has hit the ground running, but you can't compare Haaland. All right, Haaland is a one-off. People's got to give players time to get used to the environment, get used to the Premier League. Premier League is one of the hardest league to play in. I just feel that Arsenal, his teammates, should basically look up more, see his run, see his open, pass to him quicker than they normally do. I also do believe that Arteta should be more active in this and talking with the players and saying to the players, look, this is good. This is Victor's strength. This is what Viktor does. But Viktor's also got to adapt as well. Because sometimes when you do watch Viktor, okay, he's always obviously in the penalty area, or he's always on the last man. But one thing Viktor needs to do when he's with that last man, that last defender, move away from him. Move up and down, shuffle up and down that line. There might be another 2-3 defenders, but you got to keep moving. You can't stay static. You can't stay static with that defender and say, "Oh, I'm going to stay with this defender. Give me the ball, and I will out-muscle him." It doesn't work sometimes. Sometimes Viktor's got to come deep. Get into that open play, be a part of that open play, and then do what he needs to do, that run. Because he has got speed, and Viktor has got strength. Now, I have seen Viktor collapse sometimes. I'm thinking, what's that about? You've got upper strength. You can do better than that. But, and again, I've heard something about Jamie Redknapp talking about Viktor Gyökeres, saying that he's not strong enough. He's not strong enough for the Premier League. I don't know. Everyone in the chat, please let us know. What do you think? What Jamie Redknapp said? Do you think he's right? Is Viktor Gyökeres strong enough to play in the Premier League? Is he gonna become good enough to play in the Premier League? Is he the right man up front? Is he the fox in the box that Arsenal need? Do we have to give him time to adjust, to develop, into the player that everyone knows he can be. Because you got to remember, last year, I think in total in his league and competition, I think he scored over 100 and something goals. Now, some people might say, yeah, well, that is in the Portuguese league. No, he did it. He also did it in the Champions League as well. So give the guy some time. Guys, I really do believe that Arsenal can win the league. But I feel the only way Arsenal's going to win the league is as if Arteta lets the players off the leash. We can't keep passing that ball backwards to our midfield, and the midfield passing it sideways to each other, and then they decide to pass the ball back to the defender and then pass it back to the goalkeeper, and then we start again. Arsenal were absolutely amazing 2022, 2023. Arsenal used to go out all attack. Rely on your defenders. We've got the best defense. Keep that. Great. Every player, you can see when Arsenal's up in the opposition's area, and if we lose the ball, everyone runs back. People do run back. But if we keep passing the ball, being passive, being cautious, just keeping the possession of the ball, running the clock down, waiting for the opposition to basically come at us, and then we hit them on the counter break, on the counter attack. It's not going to happen all the time. It's not. Again, we have to somehow learn how to break down the defense, and we are doing that. And I think Eze has a massive part to play in that. We have got to believe in our players. We've got to use the squad even better than what we are now. We've got to believe in the squad that we've got. We've got to start playing our players, managing the players. Stop letting them run themselves down until they injure them. We can't have them after 3-4 weeks or how long, or they're out for the rest of the season. We have to give players on that bench the chance to show this is the reason why I came to Arsenal, and I can play my role. We are fighting on, 4 or 5 fronts at the moment, okay? But for me, the biggest fronts is the Champions League and the Premier League. We need our players to be fit for all those competitions. We have to win the league. Everyone, please let me know what you think. Does Arsenal have what it takes to win the Premier League? Do we have what it takes to win the Champions League? Or am I deluded? I do believe we've got the squad. I really cannot wait for everyone to be fit again. But when it feels like when one is fit, one's back, someone else get injured. So he's out. But we can't make no more excuses about injuries. We can't. Arsenal needs to stop being cautious. We cannot go to every single team and be cautious. Look what happened. Look what happened with the Wolves game. Look what happened with the Chelsea game. Look what happened with the Everton game. We have got the players to do it. Every single Arsenal fan out there, when you go to the stadium, please support the team. Support the team from the beginning of the whistle until the end of the whistle. We've got to make Arsenal, the Emirates, a fortress. We've got to make, when teams come to Arsenal, the noise that frightens them, that says to them, look, you're playing at our ground. We've got to make our team feel that, yes, they're behind us. We're the 12th man. We're the 12th man on that field. We really, really can do this. We've got to believe that we can do this. We've got to believe, but I don't really care about Arsenal's on top for Christmas. It means nothing. It really doesn't mean nothing. All I care about when it comes to May, where are we? Is that cup ours? Is that cup ours? That's what I want to know. Guys, everyone in the chat, please let us know what you think about this. Do apologize. I'm not sure what happened to Matthew. I think he had internet connection troubles, but hey, please let us know what you think, what we spoke about. Please subscribe, please like, and please share. It really would appreciate it, guys. Please let people know about it. Please also leave your comments in the chat, and whatever comments, any good ones, I always read them out. We can do this, guys. Arsenal can do this. Let's stand by our team. There's so many. All the other, I think there's 20 teams, right? 19 teams out there are looking to stop Arsenal from winning their first first League Cup in over 22 years. Every single supporter's out there see Arsenal fall. Let's not give them that opportunity. There's one thing Arsenal has done for this Premier League. Arsenal has united every single fans against us. They hate us. Who cares? Who cares? We're Arsenal. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. I really would appreciate it. Thanks very much for listening. Thanks very much for watching. Please, guys, please subscribe. Please like and please share. It would help us. It would help this channel a hell of a lot. It really would, guys. Thanks very much. Everyone stay safe. All the Arsenal supporters out there, keep believing, keep the faith, and I'll see you next time or on the other side. See you later.